Hi, my name is Mike,
And my name is Anthony,
and this is the Soda Pop Culture Club.
where we dive into the things in pop culture that have shaped us, educated us, and sometimes just warped us for better or worse.
Today, we're continuing our series entitled Ethan's Embryo, where we look at 3 classic Ethan Embry movies, and we call those the 3 trimesters of Ethan's Embryo. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the main cast in each one of those movies, and we're going to go back and look at some of their films that they may have done, and also discuss their careers as well.
Today's episode we are dedicating to Liv Tyler, who starred as the pill poppin', 100% cotton, granny panty wearing Cory in Empire Records with Ethan Embry. And today we're going to be looking at her amazing and completely believable movie, Armageddon.
Completely believable?
Yeah.
I agree, man. This movie was probably the most scientifically accurate.
It so was.
And best movie that I've ever seen. Like, you know, I thought Interstellar was brilliant, right? With
it was.
Matthew McConaughey. But my gosh, it never lived up to Armageddon. It never got that far.
Interstellar was a mind fuck though.
Yeah, but a good one. I liked it. I liked being fucked in the mind. But yeah, this is definitely the most believable movie that I think we've ever seen. So
yes, absolutely.
So off of that, why don't you tell people just the basic plot of this movie?
NASA decides to send Steve Buscemi into space. That's pretty much it.
I think there's more.
That's your movie. Okay, for the 2 people in Thailand that are listening have never seen this movie. Asteroids coming, gonna hit Earth. We got to get some astronauts up there, but we can't because they're stupid and they don't know how to drill. So we're going to get some drillers, turn them into astronauts in a few weeks, shoot them up, slingshot around the asteroid, land on that sumbitch, put a firecracker in its butt and blow it up before it kills us all.
Yeah. And there are no holes in that plot. I'm just going to tell you right now, you filled all the holes that needed to be there. So,
all holes filled.
All holes filled. So before we get into this, I want to say that they did a great job, I think, of putting a cast together for this movie. I think this is the strongest, obviously the plot's not very great when it comes to the scientific accuracy.
What are you talking
about? We're joking, but really it has some holes, right? But when you look at who they got for this movie,
no more holes than fishnets.
Yeah, fish. It holds water like pantyhose. So we got Bruce Willis. Billy Bob Thornton, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Will Patton, Steve Buscemi, William Fichtner, Owen Wilson, Michael Duncan Clark. Those are your mains, right? And they are all just amazing. They're all great actors. It's like a great cast. That's probably why it cost $140 million back in 1997 is probably when they shot it, right? And it released in 98. So, it has an all-star cast of people who go on to do great things and every one of them have great movies they've done outside of this movie and projects. And even has an Eddie Griffin sighting at the beginning, just as a bike messenger.
Yes,
he's not even in the movie. Like his dog ends up dangling on a leash. It's kind of funny. To see that. I found that to be kind of endearing. It was a good moment. But yeah, it has a great cast. So you can't lose when you have the star power and the money that this movie had. It had $140 million when spending $100 million was just not something you did.
No.
So
they learned from Waterworld about that. But no, I was even going to say though, Will Patton's character in it.
Yes.
His estranged wife, remember?
Oh, yeah, I've got thoughts on that.
Remember what she was in?
No. What is it?
She was fucking April O'Neil in the first Turtles movie.
Oh, she's April?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. I was like, man, she looks familiar.
Because you don't know stuff like I do.
I wouldn't say that. I just didn't think of it.
You
I
don't
didn't
have to. I said it.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I'm glad you said something. You have a real voice.
Judith Hogue. Judith Hogue.
That's her. See, I did not know that, and it's funny because now you're making me think. All I can think of right now is Go Ninja, Go Ninja. That's all I can think of. But no, she looked familiar to me when I was watching the movie, and I was like, man, I know her from somewhere, and I just didn't dig because I was like, she's a nothing part of it. But that being said, there are thoughts I have on that whole thing, and there's a whole thing. So, like you said, the plot is basically NASA. Well, actually, but my favorite part of I don't want to get into it too early, but one of the things I love about this movie is that guy sitting in his house looking through his telescope finds the fucking thing. Get the book, get the book, get the book. That guy.
I want to name her Dottie after my wife.
Vicious life sucking bitch or whatever he says. I think it's something like that. Yeah, wonderful. That guy. Really great. But they see this thing coming and they're like, man, we got to blow it up. And the only plan they have after doing a little bit of research, asking all the relevant people in the field, is there's one guy's name that keeps coming up, and that's Bruce Willis's character, Harry Stamper. So yeah, I just find, and then all of a sudden, one of my favorite things in this movie is, which maybe we should just get to that, maybe should we get to where we do our 6-pack early? Because I have so many things I want to talk about that are just my favorite things. And I don't know if I want to do it too early, though. Maybe I'm peaking a little early in this episode.
Slow your roll. Slow
my roll. I'll let you bring me back down. What do you got?
Come on, jeez.
Bring me back down, man.
Goodness.
Bring me back down.
So the one thing about this movie, though, one of the things at the time when it came out was we had 2 catastrophe movies coming out, this and Deep Impact. They came out, remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Not too far apart. So it was all about, which Deep Impact had a really strong cast too. Didn't compare to Armageddon's, but you did have Morgan Freeman as the fucking president. So,
yeah, you had probably the best actor,
and then
maybe
the Armageddon, the dickhead president, almost kills us all.
Yeah,
he wanted to shoot the nuke early. Can't do that.
Yeah, he wanted to just. He had a real stupid plan of just thinking, if I nuke it, it'll go away, and it's the size of Texas. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's a great idea. Let's throw a rock at a bigger rock.
Let's shoot a Roman candle at it.
Yeah, let's spit on it, see if it changes how it moves.
So,
yeah, that was bad. And the guy who plays the president as president, right? Yep. Stanley Anderson. But early in the movie, when they come to get Harry Stamper, he actually says, "Did Slick Willie send you?"
Yep. So
we know that the president's name is Willie, at the very least, if not Bill Clinton, right?
What are you talking about?
When the defense people come onto the oil rig, and they say, "Hey, it's a matter of I was sent personally by the president," and then Harry Stamper says, "Are you telling me Slick Willie sent you?" And so we know that the guy who played the president isn't just president. He has the name Willie. We just don't know.
No, I don't think he was even talking about the president.
I do.
Because then the guy's like, "I'm afraid I don't know him, sir." I think it's somebody he knows that is like he thinks setting him up. That's what I think.
The president at the time was Bill Clinton, and people like to call. I don't even want to.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, if you look at this movie as an ode to conservatism in some ways, just want to let you know. But Slick Willie was something that conservatives would call him because he would get away with things. So that was back then. You have to know the politics of the time. So that's why I was saying Slick Willie send you, and that's why we know what's going on there. He's supposed to be Bill Clinton, but he didn't even look anything like him, so I don't know why they would have chose him. So there's that. It's like you use this reference, but then later on you put him in the credits as just the president. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm off the rails already.
You already are.
Well, you know what? I see something and I just jump at it. So yeah, the whole Slick Willie thing, and like I said, I think it is an ode to conservatism. If you watch this movie, what's the first thing you see Harry Stamper doing?
The first thing, golfing.
No. What is he golfing at?
Oh, yes, the little tugboat.
Full of Greenpeace
Yes.
protesters. Yes. So yeah, definitely. And all the huge Americana montages of, all your American flags and your, just this uber patriotism that it just oozes from this movie. It's really glorious, actually. And what's the one thing that they all could agree on that they wanted? That would be a totally conservative move. When they go out, they find Harry Stamper, and he says, "I want my guys, right?"
Right.
And we bring in this great cast of characters. What do all these characters? What's the one thing they all agree on that they want?
Pussy.
No fucking taxes. No taxes.
Yes, none of them want to pay taxes again, ever.
Never want. Yeah, that's a conservative move. That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, let's talk about.
I think that's the least you could ask for what you're being tasked with.
I would agree. I'd say the risk and the reward. The reward should be greater than the risk, or as great. And the reward should be.
So what should the reward have actually been?
Never pay for anything again. Like, you should not have to pay for a home, food, taxes.
Dude, I want $1 billion.
I don't know if it's $1 billion, but I think there should be some sort of trust fund that pays out to you for the rest of your life, where you don't have to worry about paying for anything.
Or your kids, or their kids, or their kids, or their kids. I'm
not saying that they should be given yachts and mansions everywhere, but they definitely, whatever house the one house they live in, should be paid for.
Well, see, that's this goes back to our last episode, The Craft, where I got all pissed off because they inherit $175,000 and they already blew like half of it in a week.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. This bugs me in this movie. I'm like, this is what you guys are asking for? A week at the White Horse?
At the White House?
Full Emperor's package to Caesar's Palace, stuff like that.
Yeah. Parking tickets.
I think you're undershooting it a little bit.
Yeah, you undershot. I think you could have said they should have come together and said we want a trust fund of at least $50 million that pays out to us and our, like there's so many things that I could have done better. Hey, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to open my cola. Did you hear that?
Nice.
There you go.
Nice sound effect.
Pop the cola. That's real. That's not sound effect.
Now there you go. You slugging it down. That's real too.
Yeah, I'm giving you the full effect.
This is not fake, ladies and gentlemen. This is real shit.
This is real shit.
So yeah, they were dumb. They undersold that way too much.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, what should you have gotten if you did that mission? I think, like I said, I think all the basics in your life should be covered for the rest of your life. And what I mean by that is you should never have to pay for health care. You should be able to go to college if you want to for free. You should have your housing paid for. Now, if you need a meal, you should be able to eat.
See, again, you're undershooting it. I want my college degree without going to college. That's the kind of stuff I'm asking.
I want the knowledge without.
No. I want my doctorate on a piece of paper framed.
I would say, well, you know what? I'll give you this. I'll say if there's a doctorate in space travel, I think whoever made it back should have gotten that. Everyone who died up there, they didn't really graduate, did they? Yeah, you fucking screwed it up. You screwed it up. You died on the way there. I mean, what can you do? That's a shitty thing to say. So
it's a movie. It's fine.
So yeah, let's get into this plot again a little bit, since we know that there's a few holes.
Yeah, the asteroids coming that NASA didn't fucking see.
Oh my gosh! Like, I was telling somebody, a near miss is? Do you know what a near miss to Earth is? It's 150 million light years away is a near miss. That's not even close. And this thing is coming at us and we didn't see it.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. People can't turn their head 360 degrees. You're either looking one way on the telescope or you're looking the other way. So if you don't see it one way, it's not your fault.
You're saying I should agree with the Billy Bob Thornton explanation of, well, you only gave us a budget to look at 3% of the sky. There's 97% we're not seeing, sir.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, there's only, with that kind of budget, there's only one guy looking at the telescope. They can't afford anybody else. It's just one guy. It's just one guy.
It's the fucking guy. It's like, give me the fucking book. He probably has a grant to do whatever he's fucking doing all day. And
he's probably, on that budget. Yeah. He's probably got Jack Sparrow's fucking telescope sitting there looking. I don't see anything yet. I don't see.
Have
anything
you ever? Yet. I don't know if you have. You ever been to an observatory?
Yes.
Okay, I went to
Here we go again. Jesus.
I don't know what the.
Do you know what the screen painting is? Have you been to a conservatory? Have you been to school? Why don't you just ask me that?
I didn't say conservatory. I said observatory. And when I was in school, we didn't go to an observatory. We didn't do that. But I went to the one in Flagstaff where the Pluto was discovered. That particular one. And when they showed the planet or dwarf planet now. But when you look through it, they give you an idea of how little you can see. And it's like you have to, they had to scan the sky like very methodically, and it took years for them to find, what they were looking for. And you just have to sit there and just move a little bit at a time.
Just like you two, they still haven't found what they're looking for.
Yeah, probably not. No, but no one uses that anymore because they have way better technology that can see way more of the sky, way further out there. I mean, we had the Hubble telescope, I believe.
Now they can see most of the aliens.
Yeah, we can see them all. All the aliens, they exist. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the observatory I went to, you could barely see anything, and that guy looked like he was looking through the same type of telescope. So the fact he saw this thing was amazing. But beyond that, if you look at I've dug into looking at what actual scientists say, and they say you actually would something that big, you would have fucking seen it with your naked eye. Just you'd have looked up and go, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" What the heck is that? So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to give the guy much credit because everyone should have seen that shit coming.
Nobody else did though.
Yeah, well,
he gets credit. He gets to name it, so he's getting credit.
Dottie the asteroid. That's what it's called. Dottie the asteroid, the vicious life sucking bitch, or whatever he called him. I don't even know. You fucking know that stuff better than I do. Yeah, you do.
So, all right. So then we got, not even if you let me videotape it. So there we go. That's our plot. AJ gets fired for banging Liv Tyler. So Bruce Willis has to play nice, go back and get him to join the team so they can all fire up into space, go through they had a good 12 hours of astronaut training, before they did this.
You think it's 12? I thought it was more like 2, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So they fucked off a lot when you watch that. They're dancing and shit. They're not really paying attention.
Yeah. So they have. So then they had. What did they have? 2 or 3 real astronauts go with them.
Per shuttle, they had 2 pilots. 2 pilots as 2 pilots. So that was it. 4 real astronauts and then 7 dumbasses, I believe it is, or 8.
So the one thing with the movie, I want to touch on before they go to the astronaut is the one night off they get before they got to come back, suit up.
Yes.
What everybody does. First, Steve Buscemi's character, Rockhound.
Smartest shit I've ever seen.
Get $100,000 from a loan shark, go to the strip club.
Yeah. My wife thought it was a casino. I'm like, no, he's at a fucking strip club. He's just there popping bottles and having fun. That's all he's doing. He's doing nothing else.
How did she think that was a casino?
I have no fucking clue, man. I don't know. We were sitting the other night talking because I just watched it. I'm like, it wasn't a casino. It was she thought he blew. She thought because I said, well, and that's what we're going to get into.
It's sluts, not slots.
Well, yeah, and that's what we're going to get into with the chick thing, right? What chick? Will Patton's character.
You can't put a quarter in that. I mean, you can try, but they frown on that. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chick, Will Patton's character. He's the one who wanted the Emperor's package, right? At Caesar's Palace. Yeah. And we see him go see his wife, the chick that was on the, you said
April O'Neil.
April from Teenage Mutant, that he goes to see this kid, and his kid don't even know him. And she says, you're not supposed to be around here. And I'm like, well, we're trying to figure out what did he do?
Yeah, what the hell
to not be that? But I think the clues are he wants to go gamble. Maybe he fucking lost her because he gambled all this shit. But to me, I don't even think that's enough to where he can't even know his kid. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be.
Who knows?
you can't be responsible for him, but you definitely could know him, right? Like, I mean,
I guess
what could that guy do?
That depends.
But that's what I was
they
saying.
worked out.
Yeah, like I don't even understand. Like, fucking whatever he did. Yeah. But whatever he did was just glossed over later. But but yeah, Steve Buscemi's character, Poonhound, should have been his name, not Rockhound. We all know this. The first thing you see, because like I was going to tell you, the montage. That's what I didn't tell you. The montage of them getting the people, getting the band together, the band back together. That's probably the best, one of the best things you could see in this movie. Like Bear, Michael Duncan Clark, Clark Duncan, pardon me, just going balls to the wall on his motorcycle. Come get me, you know.
Yep.
Owen Wilson on a fucking steed, just magically coming up over the
which shows
hill.
They all have reasons to worry about police or military approaching them. What I do this time? So you got to wonder what these people have done in their lives.
Yeah, I would agree. They all
shit
have
going on for sure.
They all have shit. They all have shit, and they all have their own little things. How they got him. The one guy, Max's character, getting his tattoo with his mom. What did you do now? Because she obviously has talked to the FBI before. Yep. So yeah, every one of them, getting them all together, and then like. And then when he goes and get Ben Affleck's character, like you said, AJ, he's like, "There's not a job on the planet I want to do with you."
Foreshadowing.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And then like you said, then they get through all this shit. They go through all this, and then they're one night off. They fucking go and strippers, seeing a strange child. Did we see anybody else's? I don't know that we did, because I think some of them were with Buscemi popping bottles.
We saw Affleck and Liv Tyler.
Oh yeah! Oh fuck yeah! That was fucking doing the little. How many people do you think in this world have tried to reenact the animal cracker scene that they did there? Like how many people in this world do you think are sitting there with their little animal crackers trying to play "I'm going down under"? You know?
Yeah. See, and that's
I'm going up to the mountains. Yeah.
That is such a cringeworthy scene to me. I hate watching that.
I'm going down to the bush.
And
like she doesn't shave, right? Like no.
It's supposed to be romantic, and no, God, I hate that scene.
It's awful. It's one of those things where you watch it, and you're like, at the time though, when I watched that movie, I did not think of those things like I do now.
Oh, it's just weird. And then the accent and everything. And
yeah, the accent is what makes it weird. Well, actually, put myself in that time period. The biggest person who talked about animals on TV was Steve Irwin.
Right.
The crocodile hunter. So it made sense for the time. But now when you watch it, if you have no context, it just seems fucking weird. It's like I'm going down under.
No. With context, it was still fucking weird.
It's weird when he puts it in the Australian going down under context. Yeah.
And then, hey, watch it too, because that cracker, there's 100% cotton panties there. We've seen Empire. We know how she rolls.
Yeah.
that little giraffe's gonna suffocate.
Yeah, he's not gonna breathe very well. That's not gonna be a good day for that giraffe. But yeah, everybody did that, and then they had to show the sunset with the nice new BMW, just sitting there, all glorious. And then
Bruce Willis. Well, we saw Bruce Willis too. He's hanging out with Billy Bob.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
They should at least have a beer or something. I mean, they're just sitting there in the office, like.
Well, they're the guys in charge, so they're there to support those guys. They're not there.
Have a beer or something.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Smoke a cigar, whatever.
Instead, we learned about Billy Bob's character being like, well, I can't do it because I have a thing. Boy, I'd love to wear that patch one day. Like, there you go. Yeah, Billy Bob, I think he, in this movie, was the best actor in this movie. I think he's obviously, to me, the one. I think, well, there's a couple that are really good, but I think Billy Bob is like the one who has the most cachet. Obviously, he has 2 Oscars, so I mean,
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was
not a far-fetched thing.
It's an ensemble cast, but at the same time, it's Bruce Willis's vehicle. So
yeah,
yeah,
he was riding high. He was riding high in this one. This is before Owen Wilson started doing all the fun stuff. Like right before we started getting the things that we like him for.
Yeah.
We had he was in Rushmore. But the first movie we saw after this that was, I would say, really big that I enjoyed was Shanghai Noon.
Yeah. I never watched that.
And then Meet the Parents and Zoolander, the Royal Tenenbaums, Behind Enemy Lines, I Spy.
Wedding Crashers? Are you going to say Wedding
I haven't even gotten there yet, dude. This is all the movies before that. Shanghai Nights. I mean, Starsky and Hutch. He was in that. You got Meet the Fockers came out. Then you have in 2005 Wedding Crashers. He's in Cars. I mean, he had a run. Let's put it that way, where he was on top of the world.
And his character was great in that too.
Yeah, he played it great. I mean, that's the thing. He was a very like it was very Owen Wilson, right?
It was
very aloof,
comic relief.
Yeah, funny, not overly serious. Like, oh yeah, like when they say, "Oh, just the scariest place imaginable."
Just have to say,
you could have just said that. You could have just said that.
Scariest environment imaginable.
Yes, you could have just said that.
So definitely 70% excited, 30% nervous, or maybe it's 30% excited, 70% nervous.
Yeah. I think his character in this movie is great. I think Michael Clark Duncan. I love his character in this movie. I think it's a great one for him. I think
you love it because you love seeing him dance on the table in his underwear.
He's doing work on that movie. He's doing some work.
Let's move on. That's why
he's getting work done. That I do know. Buscemi. I think when you think about it, these are all characters that play great characters, like character actors. The best way to say it. Buscemi always plays a great character, like he did in Con Air, for example. Like he did in Airheads.
Desperado.
Airheads, those what I was thinking. That too.
That's another great movie.
That's what I'm saying. So he really plays the a character type very well, and he's perfect for ensemble in my opinion, because he's always going to fill this niche that you need, this thing, and he's always funny, always great. So yeah, that's why the cast in this is way better than the movie.
Buscemi, you know what? Let me tell you something. Buscemi, this is an argument or a discussion for another time, but he would be, if we had that, one of those actors that you could put him in pretty much any movie. There could be a part for him in any movie.
Yeah, I would agree. You could have put him in Empire Records.
Yep.
He could have been in that movie. He could have been Joe.
Dallas. He could have been in that.
Yeah. He could have been that. He could be in any movie. I would agree.
Anything. He could be in any movie.
The Muppets movie, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything movie. Another Disney vehicle. How about that? Yeah, this is a Disney. I did tell you a Disney movie, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a great, just a bunch of William Fichtner. I mean, that guy. How many great things has he done? He's done some great movies like Blades of Glory. I love that.
So as far as actors, when we're talking about this, we are still missing one of the best actors and characters in this, because we haven't left Earth yet.
Oh, who?
But who's waiting in the satellite?
I don't. Oh, yeah, we have not. To me, okay, you're right. The scene stealer, Lev Andropov, Lev, the Russian cosmonaut that you fucking Americans, don't touch anything,
Yeah,
he did that whole thing. Although I have a feeling now, people want to blame it. The Americans touched it, and that's why it blew up. But really, I think that thing was leaking before we would have leaked, even if it wasn't us getting the fuel. That's just my opinion. When I saw that leak in there, just saying, I don't think it was our fault that us Americans. But yeah, definitely. But it's one more way that we screwed over the Russians and something. I think. You think that was like low key the reason they did that? Oh, we blew up their space station. Because back then we had that hangover from the Cold War, and this is a new thing to talk to Russians and get help from them, that type of thing. So, but yeah, he's great. I think when they're in the vehicle and on the asteroid, he definitely is really great in that as well. But yeah, there's so many great characters and so many great things that it's sad that this movie was huge and I watched it in the theaters then. Did you do that as well?
I did this one,
Okay.
yes.
So I can't say that I wouldn't have watched it in the theaters. I can only say, just like when I watch Independence Day now, when I look back, I cringe at me wanting to go watch this and enjoying it as much as I did without noticing all the stupid shit I should have noticed back then. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, with this, it doesn't bother me. I will
Doesn't?
watch this fucking movie all the time. I have watched this movie all the time. This actually might be one of my most watched movies ever. Honestly.
Oh, not me. Not
And
at all.
Is. I love
you
it.
Know what?
I
My
will
most
watch
watched movie ever.
anytime it's on.
Our third
I get a lot of
trimester.
shit from my wife for that because she has seen me watch this numerous times. Anytime it's on, and then it's, oh, you haven't seen that yet. But I can't. It's just one guilty pleasure, whatever you want to call it. I can't stop fucking watching that movie. If it's on, I have to watch it.
I'll say our third trimester is probably my most watched movie of all time. Just because I've watched it.
Oh, I
hundreds.
know. I know.
Hundreds. Okay. Of course, I can't remember every line just like you do. But, hey, it is what it is. Some people have it. Some people don't. I don't have that.
You don't.
But I enjoy the fucking movie. Okay. So yeah, this, so the plot, taking a nuke. They get this cast together. They take the fucking nuke up there. They get to the space station and they meet this fucking crazy Russian guy. And then they take it all on the thing. And then when they shove it down and they try to drill a fucking hole, I just find it to be so preposterous. I don't understand, like, at the time, did they just think people would not care? Like, did they just think we'd look past the optics of it and just get into the motion of the moment? Because I feel that's what they did. I think that's what they accomplished because I was going to say, does this movie hit you in the feels when you get to those feel moments, like when they're walking up to this thing and when, you have the choked up conversation between Bruce Willis and AJ when he puts him back in the thing, and then the picture perfect Zoom call that.
And when the rover comes, when the rover shows up finally, the other one.
Oh yeah, all those hit you in the feels. All those moments hit you in either the fuck yeah or the emotional spots that make a little tear weep in your eye, that type of thing.
I'd rather not discuss that.
Okay, they don't. I mean, I get it. They hit me a little bit in the feels. I don't get too. I think then it hit me more than it does now, because at the time I suspended that disbelief. You have now.
You have to a lot with this movie.
But now when you look at it, you go, really? Were we going to split a fucking asteroid and think that the two halves would just go around the Earth and no debris would fall that would take out whole cities in between?
Are literally going to give this asteroid an actual atomic wedgie.
Yeah.
Split it up in the middle. Just as we are scooting out of range from it at the very last second. And some of that stuff, you sit there and watch it and you're entertained by it. But some of that stuff, it's one of those which in movies, when they get the big budget movies with so much action and stuff, and you're trying to cram in how many fucking things can go wrong for them to overcome. That like all hope is lost. Oh, wait a second. Now it's lost again. Oh, wait, there comes the rover. Now it's lost again. Oh, wait, I'll get the remote. Bruce can do it. He can't fail. Just so many different things. Busted drill head, like all that stuff.
Yeah. There's so many.
It's like so much crammed in there. And I know to get the audience like up and down, and it's like as many of those moments you can get. But then at the same time, it's like we've already got a very unfucking believable plot to this movie. So let's just throw everything else at it.
If you were on the ride, like when you went and watched that movie, and if you took the movie for the ride it took you on, you didn't see any of that stuff. That's what I'm telling you. Back then I didn't look at it that way. I just looked at, oh yeah, fuck yeah, they just got to 800 feet. And I'm like, that's arbitrary. Like, why wasn't 780 good enough? Right. Like,
see, that to me too. I'm sorry, but literally is 5 feet going to matter that much? Make the call, AJ.
Make the call.
I'm pushing through. 4 more inches to go. Like, I'm sorry. That's really, and I understand, I'm not going to question, we got to question NASA, but anyways,
We're gonna get back to that, but what I talk about, what I want to get to now is the director. You know who the director is, don't you?
I do.
Michael fucking Bay.
Yes, I do.
This is a guy who knows, as what did Siskel or Ebert say? This movie was a 250-minute trailer.
Oh yeah,
uh,
Roger Ebert and
for Ebert, yeah.
Roger Ebert. This is actually one of his worst rated reviewed movies ever. It's one of his most hated ones of all time.
And I want to tell you, here's some things I want to get into. Michael Bay does not make movies that I enjoy all the time. I did think The Rock was entertaining, which came out before this, and Bad Boys, both entertaining movies. And so is Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys for Life was really good.
Pearl Harbor, I hated.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Transformers,
the first one, good.
And but just in general though, they're all that aughts period and that in your face style. Pain and Gain, I couldn't get through that. I was not a fan. Like, it's just other than Armageddon and the Bad Boys and Rock, and Transformers. I have watched the other Transformers. I just haven't really been able to watch his movies. They're just
and then he had to decide to puke up Ninja Turtles on us.
Yeah, it's awful.
Not thrilled with that.
There's
your connection though. We have the original April O'Neil in this movie.
You're right. That's definitely that. Yeah, you're right. That's a connection I didn't put together. But yeah, I hated Pearl Harbor though. Oh God, sorry. We can do that movie sometime. If you want to do movies that I just don't like.
Nah, I'm good.
We can do it sometime. I think it might be, if we do an Affleck series, it might be worth doing because it is like first big role he had right after this.
I'm good.
Yeah, look at you. Fuck that movie. What? Okay, I just want to say it real quick. You know why I don't like that movie? Is because when Ben Affleck is presumed dead, his best friend moves in on his wife, and he never got permission to do that. He broke the bro code, man. He did not get permission from his friend to move in on his wife. He should not be the next guy she's sleeping with and doing whatever. He should have honored his friend's wife and said, "That's not mine. That was his." You know what I mean? He broke the bro code. And then later on, he comes back, and because he never really died, he just had to survive. Fuck him,
I've watched enough Springer in my lifetime to know that code gets broken a lot more than you think, and they don't wait for the husband to die.
I would agree, but I don't want to make it look. I don't want to sit there and watch Josh Hartnett and think he's a cool guy and a nice love interest. He's a dick. He did a dick move.
All right.
And that's what you should think. That's all I'm saying. It's a dick move.
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
I know. I just throwing it in there because I saw it in my screen when I was looking at Michael Bay fucking movies, and I was like, fuck that movie, and I want to tell you why.
All right. So, fuck Pearl Harbor.
I mean, I'm sorry about what happened to Pearl Harbor, but I hate that fucking movie. There you go.
I know. Are you more sorry about what happened or about that movie?
I have the feels for what happened to Pearl Harbor. I have anger for that movie.
You have feels, just different ones.
Yeah, different feeling. I have mixed feelings. Yeah. So where were we at? Start off that fucking Michael Bay. He makes shitty movies, but they make money. This one made a budget of $140 million, which is ridiculous. Like you said, Waterworld. I liked the movie Waterworld. For some reason, people didn't. But it was like the first movie I think ever to use over 100 million.
They should not have actually done everything on water.
True.
They should have used tanks. They should have used the resources they had.
Now you could make that movie with green screens and CGI and stuff, and it would look perfect. But 553.7 million is what this made. So that's in the box office. That's not even talking about the rental circuit, which you and I both know.
Oh yeah,
it probably made another 30 or 40 million
at least.
At least, yeah. Because I was watching I was listening to another thing where, I saw something about Fletch, and it made 28 million in rental money. Fletch did. So I could only imagine if that one made that much back in 86 or 7. This one in 90 had to make 100 million. Who knows? This was a big money maker. People, if all these actors got paid based on how much the money the movie made, that's why they're set for life. So they did a very good thing for themselves. It's definitely a good thing. But yeah, it was a great movie. He makes movies that, I'll say this, Michael Bay, here's what Michael Bay is. When he does his best, like The Rock, Bad Boys, and this, he makes a popcorn movie that you go, you watch it, you take the ride, you paid for a ride, you got your ride. Later on, you'll go back and go, you know what? The ride isn't as great the second time I ride it. That's how it is. It just never is. Just never is as good. I'd say Bad Boys is better, is a movie that, and that's like his first movie that you could say that watching it again is as good as the first time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's like he gives you a ride and then you get off and you come back and you're like, you know what? I've rode it before.
He gives you a ride and you get off. Yep.
Yes, he does. So you know what?
Ask Megan Fox.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, fucking. So let's do this. You wanted to open up our 6-pack?
Sure. Well, wait.
Okay.
We haven't gone through the rest. Let's jump through a couple things though.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. Just to point out again, let's finish the synopsis here. So they get there. Shuttle 2, we got problems. Uh-oh. Lost communication. Where'd they go?
People die.
Affleck. I'm going to do the Affleck thing here. I'm going to shoot through the fucking door in space, blow us out of here with this big machine gun on this rover. Then
yeah, why was that there?
I'm going to start driving around following the beep. Then I'm going to let gravity take its course and we're going to jump off of this asteroid. Basically, we're going to fucking float in space till we put the thrusters back on, but the thrusters fucking froze. So the cosmonaut has to go out, fix the thrusters while he's hanging off of the damn rover. Get that fixed, come back in. Okay, now we're going to finally go, but wait, they got more problems over here on Shuttle 1. They're dealing with that shit. And then finally, all hope is lost. Hey, I love you. You get that. So your boyfriend's back. We got to get that line in there too. My boyfriend's back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So Liv Tyler has gone through all the periods of grief, all the stages, has to go through it again then when her dad's going to go at the end. But so we do that. We go through everything. Rockhound's out of his fucking mind. He wants to like just let everything blow up. He doesn't care anymore. Then we have the what are you doing with a gun in space moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, chick, like,
yeah.
What are you doing with a gun in space?
So, and then we're going to clamp the dude's neck until he agrees. Then we're going to go ahead and disarm this bomb when we have like 28 seconds left to do it, I think, to unscrew it. It's going to take you 30 seconds to unscrew the plate off of that. So don't give me, that's one where I'm like, cutting it close and everything. Bullshit. Don't give me real time. I'm watching this in real time and it's more than a minute.
Yeah.
The whole time. Regardless of cutscenes.
You know what?
It takes more than a minute for them to go through all this shit if you actually time it.
It's a Michael Bay fucking movie. It's a Michael Bay movie.
Don't give me something that's going to take 7 minutes to do, and I'm going to do it in 37 seconds. Anyways, so, okay. We disarm it, go through everything else, you know. All this happened. Finally get, like I said before, I break it through. Get through.
Break it through.
Yeah. But no, we got more problems because we got like an hour left to get this shit loaded, set up, blah, blah, blah.
Detonators broke.
Everything. Remote detonator's not working. Of course it's not working. It's a Michael Bay movie. It was never going to work. Get that fixed. Now we got to draw straws to see who dies.
And of course, the one guy rooting to go back because he has something to return for. So yeah,
Steve Buscemi wants to do it,
but they don't trust him.
Oh no,
they don't fucking trust him.
I say let him.
Yeah, it's like a roulette wheel of life. Let him do it because if he doesn't do it, you all die anyways and get vaporized. Actually, the funny fucking thing about that is that if they were to take off in the shuttle and he didn't do it, would they be floating around in the shuttle and watch the Earth get pulverized?
Yeah.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, though. What do you do then? No, you're in the shuttle. Fucking asteroid goes right past you. It's Earth. What are you going to do? You're stuck in a shuttle with no Earth.
You're going to live your life out for how much ever oxygen you have.
You're
You
going
better
to play
hope.
Lost in Space now.
Yeah, you are. You're going to have to figure it out. I hope you have some solar cells and some way to generate water because you're fucked.
That would have been an alternate ending that should have been on the director's cut.
Should have been on the director's cut. Actually, I hear that there's a Criterion edition of this. And I hear that on the Criterion edition, there is commentary by the actors and Michael Bay and all that. And it's legendary what they say to each other because, like,
what the hell were we thinking?
Ben Affleck saying how stupid were we to think that we believe that a bunch of fucking drillers could go down and, why is this happening? That type. And Michael Bay, like, when he questioned it to Michael Bay told him, shut the fuck up. Like, or something like that. It's like, yeah. So it's like, it's legendary for that. So yeah, go ahead.
Funny side note, just since you mentioned Affleck again, did you know he had all of his teeth redone for that movie?
Yeah, I heard somebody, like, because they thought he had, what the fuck, man?
If you watch Chasing Amy again, you're like, oh yeah, he did have tiny fucking teeth.
And now he has a nice set of chompers.
So yeah, he was in the dentist chair for hours and hours and hours getting it. That's crazy.
I don't think he was even the first choice for that part, so good for him. It's like, fuck you.
And then that literally launched his career. See
what
I did there? Did you see what I did there?
Yeah, I did. Oh, what do you we're talking about Affleck. Did you like his proposal scene when Harry's kind of quietly stalking them? When they're in the back of that
when they're
jet?
in the asshole of the shuttle.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's, and then you hear her, which really is fucking, I don't know how your mind works on this, but you're watching them all.
I just said asshole of a shuttle. You know how my mind's working on this.
Yeah, but when they're out in that field, remember we talk about the 12 hours or whatever it is the day before that they get
10 hours. I think it is
10 hours. They're out in that field and you hear the Aerosmith song, Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yeah.
That's her father's song playing while he's getting that. Yeah. And then when Harry, like you hear the same music when Harry's kind of stalking her in that asshole of the ship. Like you kind of hear the same, like her father's stalking her while her real father's music's playing. It's like a fucking weird mind fuck if you think about it.
It is. I'm going to do the nasty to my daddy's music.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm seeing. But okay, so
hey, again, yeah, but you know what? She like was running around in her slutty clothes, breaking into places to her dad's videos or on her dad's videos. So,
oh yeah,
I guess she's used to it. She's used to it.
Yeah, she can act it. Like, it's not like it's playing while they're doing that, unless Michael Bay's a real weirdo.
It's called acting for a reason.
Yeah.
Just pretend it's not your dad.
So let's get back to where we were. So eventually it's Bruce Willis who, dude draws a short straw, but Bruce Willis like kind of shoves him in and says, or breaks his oxygen tank and then shoves him back into the pod and says, no, I'm doing this one, kid. You
got to take care of my daughter.
Yeah. And then that's how that all works out. So, and somehow they have a perfect Zoom meeting between him and Liv Tyler.
Yeah. All of a sudden it works.
Yeah. And not even just works. It's like, in a world, and I was going to say this, that's a world with no flat screen TVs doing this.
All of a sudden it's fucking 4K high def.
Yeah, it's 4K. But yeah, they have that going on. And then, the rest is history. Like they take off. And
I guess if you think about it though, one thing about that is that kind of does make sense because they're about to hit the fucking earth. So they're pretty close back to it.
Yeah.
As far as reception.
Yeah, I guess it would.
So thinking about that,
it makes sense. I guess you could say it makes sense that way, but still, even then, the best quality a TV could get you was 456p or 428p. I forget what it is. It was S video. There was no high def yet back then.
Yeah, but that's not going to work. Do you know why?
Why?
It's a Michael Bay movie.
Fuck yeah. So get back to where. So Bruce Willis. So they get out by the hairs or chinny chin chin. Bruce Willis saves the day by killing himself.
Yes.
And they land, and then we see all the reunions, and this is where I want to get to some of the cringeworthy moments that I think are in this. are in the reunion. So obviously, right before they get down, when they get down there, Rockhound says, "Hey, don't tell anybody about what happened up there." So they're all going to keep it between themselves, I guess. And then you have Chick, who runs out for him, his little boy, who now all of a sudden knows he's his daddy,
Right.
and his mom's there. Like, come on, this is obviously, there's no way the kid's going to build a relationship over a fucking TV screen. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to happen. It's not realistic.
Not going to. They're going to go to Denny's after that.
Yeah, but the kid would be crying. The kid would be like, "I don't know him." The kids aren't.
He saw him when he showed up to the house. Who's that man?
As a salesman, he's
But then he saw him on TV.
And mom said, "That's your daddy." Do you all of a sudden go, "Oh boy"? I don't think so. I don't know. I just think that's.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to project, the rest of that kid's life and how he turned out. I don't know.
Yeah. Then you have there. But the funny thing, another thing about Rockhound, did you see who was there for him?
The stripper.
Yeah, the fucking stripper. Yeah, she better help him pay back that money. So yeah, we have the strippers there. We have the I don't know. To me, at the moment back then, it looked good, but now when I look at it, it's like William Fichtner saluting Liv Tyler to the bravest man I ever met. It's like that's kind of.
I'd like to shake the hand of the daughter
of the bravest, the daughter of the bravest man I ever met. Yeah. That was kind of a little cringe. When you think about it, like kind of cornball. I even have a note here. I think in this movie, there's a little Starship Troopers to it. Like it's got a little bit of that over the topness. And that's what it makes me think.
It's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah. So that's the ending. And then after that, that's not really the end. What's the real end of this movie?
Well, the real end is Aerosmith playing again during the credits. That's the real end.
But that and the wedding credits, right? The wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding. Did we need a fucking wedding at the end of this movie? I don't fucking know. Did we need that continuation?
Of course we did.
We didn't need to see it. I think we could have assumed it.
We needed to see that life was okay after that. The world was still there.
I think it would have been better if we'd have seen Bruce Willis's like spine floating in space.
Oh no, dude, what the fuck? I think it would be better to cut back to the guy that found the asteroid in the beginning. What was he doing now?
Yeah, like fuck. They blew up Dottie. The wrong one.
Yes, exactly.
The wrong one.
He was right. He was waiting anxiously for impact.
Does he? No, wait a second. Now he gets to name two because now it's gone. There's a Dottie 1 and a Dottie 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would just say that Dottie 1, Dottie 2.
Yeah. Now that being said, you said they split it, right? Like, now there's Dottie 1, Dottie 2. I forgot I had a note here. I said they said in the movie most of the small particles have been vaporized.
Right.
You know what that means though? That means some shit landed. Most of the small. That means there's large shit that landed. What the fuck happened with that?
People still died.
People still died.
People died at the beginning. They died at the end.
And Paris, the whole fucking city.
Yeah.
The whole fucking city's dead.
People died. But it's for the greater good, remember? All we care about is the world saved. They don't really care about the other people that died.
And here's I can
except Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. We care about that.
Let's see. I got a couple notes here. Let's see. So yeah, the one thing. Remember when they had the issue when AJ was down the pipe and they were trying to cut the pipe? Why did they have a fucking power tool for that? Why are they trying to use a fucking hacksaw from Walmart to cut that fucking pipe loose so they could shove the bomb down there? I didn't understand that. Like, you would think that this is NASA. This is not some fucking company that would give you a hand tool that you could use a perfectly good power tool for. You know what I mean? I don't understand why he's down in that hole using a fucking hacksaw to cut a pipe. I just didn't understand that.
I think Harry brought his own tools with him.
Oh, why? Brought my guys, my tools.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Hey, I make them do it the hard way or they don't learn.
Yeah. I just brought like one Craftsman set. We're fucking good.
Yeah. So let's see. Do I have anything else that I have there? No, I think let's go to our 6-pack real quick.
All right.
Because we've gone through a lot. So, what's your first of your 3 favorite things in here?
First, my 3 favorite is Bruce Willis.
Just in general?
That is a Bruce Willis movie. He was badass in it. Loved it.
Yeah, he's coming
walking
off
around
of,
with a shotgun after AJ. That's what you do, dads. That's what you do.
he was kind of a badass in that movie. Definitely, he definitely has it. My one of my favorite things in this movie, kind of like what you're saying. I liked Michael Clark Duncan's character in the movie. While he's not always visible, I think all the scenes he's in, he's really great. Oops, I just burped in the mic. Not good. So all the scenes he's in, he is great.
That's what the soda pop does.
Yep, soda pop makes it happen. So, but all the scenes he's great, like you said, like the dancing on the table and all that stuff. Like he just makes it. He's a fun character and he lightens the movie up in places, and I really enjoy that. That's my number one thing I like to crack open on that one. Mm-hmm. What about you? What's your number 2?
I'm actually Steve Buscemi's character. So another character.
I agree because it's ensemble. No, I get it. His whole thing, man.
Everything.
Like, his whole thing was.
I love the beginning when they're going through the interviews with the psychologist and everything.
Yeah.
First the ink blots.
Yeah.
One with large breasts, one with medium breasts. But then, I have a PhD, whatever it was, graduated MIT in 2 years, big deal or whatever. Why do I do this? Because the money's good, scenery changes, and they let me play with explosives.
Yeah.
That is all you need. That is a reason to be an oil driller.
Yeah. That's
why everybody wants to be.
Yeah. He's amazing. His character is so amazing. And I think what I love about that scene, though, is you learn everything you need to know about him, right? He is super smart.
Yes, the smartest guy in the group.
He is the smartest guy in the room, no matter where he's at.
Probably the smartest guy of the NASA room, too.
Yeah. So say, and no one listens to him. That's the one thing I noticed. No one, like, he keeps saying over and over again, that's stupid. Remember when he's the only one who knew where they landed. Like, he always is smarter and knows what's going on, and no one's listening to him and taking him seriously.
Well, because he's also crazy.
Yeah.
And has some questionable judgment. Rock Hound had to show me how to buy me tampons and show me how to use them.
Whoa, wait, Harry. Wait.
Yeah. Hey, Harry, I swear that girl never told me her age.
Yes.
So that's why they're not listening to him.
Yeah. So I love how we're picking characters because that's kind of where I'm going to go next. Because my next one, and earlier we talked about it. It's Owen Wilson. I think, like we said, this ensemble cast was almost perfect. He was perfect for the role he's picked. From riding the horse in the sunset to his aloof nature to his response to what the asteroid's gonna be like everything about his character is fun. I just wish he didn't die in the first shuttle, because I think he would have been a great character to continue on. I wish he'd have been one of the ones that lived. Not that I would want anyone else to die. I guess I wish they all would have lived, right? Like, we don't want everyone to die. But someone's got to die.
Yeah.
The Michael Bay movie.
I mean, I didn't really care for the president since he was trying to kill everybody.
Well, that could be, that could be your big K moment. We'll get there. But yeah, that's me. I just like Owen Wilson. I mean, I just thought his character was great. That was my number 2. So.
Yep. You had a number 2 there.
Yep. Oh man, that was not nice. My gosh.
Yeah.
So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is going to be just as a whole, the overall entertainment value of that movie. We talked about the stuff that's so ridiculous in it, but the fact that start to finish, that is just an entertaining movie to me. And I told you, I mean, literally it might be the movie I've seen more than any other movie. It very well could be.
Interesting.
I can pick that movie up whenever it's on at any point and just watch it through.
That's wow. You have some
Like
weird taste.
Hey, no shit. But like you said, it's especially for a Michael Bay movie, being that it's something I can watch over and over again. Whether I'm justified doing it or not, I mean, I'm entertained by it. But like you said, for a lot of Michael Bay movies, you watch them once, maybe a couple times, and then it's kind of like, okay.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're over the gag. You're over the whatever it was. Yeah.
So
yeah, I get it. You the overall feel.
It's just that entertaining. As ridiculous as it is, it's an entertaining movie.
Well, I told you when I watched it in theater, I did not have the feelings.
Damn animal cracker scene.
Yeah, I did not have the feelings that I have now about it then, because when I watched it, I didn't think that way. I didn't look at movies that way all the time. I took the ride. I rode the ride. I enjoyed it, and I moved on. So yeah, I'm with you to overall entertaining it. Now my third is, it's going to be another character, but you know which one it is.
I think I do.
Yeah, it's Lev, right?
Okay, I was going to say.
He's just fucking hilarious.
Gotta be on there.
His way of fixing things, just fucking hit it until it starts working, is like as American as apple pie.
Oh shit. He's the most American person on that shuttle.
And he saves everybody all the time. He's always having to save your ass.
Yes.
He saves everyone's life all the time. So yeah, he's saved fucking Ben Affleck's character, AJ's life twice. Yep. Maybe even three times. Because he did it once in the space station, once in the fucking vehicle, and then third time when he beat the shit out of the thing and made the shuttle work so they could take off. So guys, he's got his game on. He saves people. He's like the guy. He's awesome. I love that guy. That's when I watched the movie back then, that was my favorite character when I watched it then too.
He is a real Russian hero.
I'm not a real Russian hero. Yes, he is. He's a real Russian hero. So now we get to the part that I don't think you will enjoy as much. What's your big K generic moment of the movie? I think I know what yours is, but go ahead.
The fucking animal crackers.
You think the animal crackers? Okay.
I cringe during that scene. That's all I can say. Take that out. I'm sorry. Do something different. Don't slip a giraffe cookie in the panties.
Giraffe cookie in the panties.
Okay?
How many times do you hear that?
Hey, you want to pull a can of whipped cream out of the cooler? I am fine with that. You guys are out there in the middle of nowhere.
Do you think that was in the script?
You know what?
That way?
You want to get a bottle of blue cheese dressing out.
Blue cheese. Now,
go ahead.
Rex Manning, you're relevant again. Rex Manning. Yes.
So we have now 2 of our movies we've done so far. We have disgusting, cringeworthy food scenes that we just don't want.
I hope you like blue cheese and animal crackers. Yeah. I would agree. That is kind of cringeworthy, but like I said, I wonder if
I'm waiting for them to pull the cracker back out and the head's gone. Where'd it go? What happened?
I wonder though, was it in the script that way, or was any of that ad-libbed? I would love to know. I've never really looked into that.
Ad-libbed or ad-lived?
Ad-lived, yes, ad-lived. Now I have my big K moment is actually not quite as big of a moment as yours, but I cringed when I heard it this last time. And you actually said the line earlier, and it's when AJ gets back with the other group with his vehicle, and the one guy says, "Your boyfriend's back." And that just made me think, ugh, how cringy was that line? Like they didn't need, that was, I don't even, it just sounded like so high school. And I'm watching a movie about fucking saving the world.
So now I have to add a bonus one onto this.
Oh, a bonus generic cola? I'm so excited.
You got to. Because the other line that to me, I'm like, no. When he gets back, "Hey, Harry, miss me?" AJ, I only got 6 words for you. Damn glad to see you, boy. No.
That's so bad.
That was so bad. So bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like I said, there are some moments where you're watching and you're like, and that's why I had the line that I put in my notes is there are little Starship Troopers in here because it does have some of that cartoony juvenile feel to it on a couple of those lines, right?
Yeah.
And the boyfriend's back line was just so generic. It would be different if it was in a different movie.
Lame. Just lame.
Yeah, in this movie it was lame for what they were doing. It's like, oh, he was dead. Now all of a sudden your boyfriend's back. Like you could have said something different. Your boyfriend's back from the dead.
Well,
I don't know. If you're gonna make it cheesy, make it real.
Yeah, but again, Michael Bay movie.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
your boyfriend's back.
Michael Bay movies are not known for their high-end dialogue.
No, they're not.
So,
yeah. I mean, how many people probably wrote on this movie? I don't even know. Probably 6 or 7 different people put their touches on the screenplay for all we know.
Because I'm Mike Lowry.
I mean, J.J. Abrams.
Lowry. Sorry. It's going Bad Boys.
This is a J.J. Abrams movie, too. He was part of this, people who wrote the screenplay. And J.J. Abrams is someone who I like some of his work. Also
not known for great dialogue.
No. I mean, I'd say Mission Impossible 3 is good.
So that actually now, when you talked about Bad Boys being one of, if not the best, Michael Bay movie, that actually makes a lot of sense because I bet a lot of that shit was probably ad-libbed by Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
That when you have two guys who are good at what they do, It makes it a lot easier. You're right about that. I would love to, maybe we should go back and watch that and maybe listen to some commentaries and look up interviews and see how much was. Because now that you say that, it makes sense. Why would that movie
so
be
good?
Great?
Even with all the ridiculousness of it.
And The Rock, that one, that was a good movie. But it had Sean Connery, and Nicolas Cage. I mean, you had really good actors. And Ed Harris,
Nicolas Cage.
So how much of it is him?
Anything with Nicolas Cage is gold. You know that.
Well, yeah, Nicolas Cage equals gold. I mean, haven't you seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
I think at this stage of his career, I think it equals probably more copper and silver than gold, but
yeah,
I don't think he's pulling in those kind of paychecks.
Matchstick Men, I think, is that one of his? It was pretty decent. So he's not so bad, He does all right. He could be worse. Let's put it that way. So that's our Big K generic moments of the movie. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything else you hadn't said that maybe you want to just put out there into the universe?
No, I think we just Animal Crackers says it all.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. Animal Crackers. Yeah. Are you saying that we should go out and try this with our wives?
No, fucker. Don't a childhood snack like that.
Yeah, goldfish would have been weird too. Could you imagine? We're going swimming through the trenches.
The goldfish is drowning.
Okay, so
we got to wrap this one up.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. So that's our take on Armageddon. As you can see, there's a lot of things we like about it. Yeah, some things that could be better, right?
Sure.
But overall, we enjoyed it. It gave us an opportunity to watch a movie starring Liv Tyler, who was obviously in Empire Records. And she's obviously gone on to do a lot of other great things. We'll probably revisit her again in movies in the future, for sure.
Hopefully something without a weird food scene. Hopefully. I don't know.
Weird food scenes, man. It's a thing.
Weird food scenes with Liv Tyler.
Yeah. So that
now
being said,
I'm going to go get some animal crackers, dip them in blue cheese, and see what I come up with.
And don't forget to socialize the media. Like I said, Mike and Anthony on Instagram is a great one. I would go there. Mike and Anthony's with an S at the end on Twitter. And then we also have a Facebook page, Mike and Anthony Soda Pop Culture Club is there as well. Anything else from you?
My guy with the sandwich board. Go look for him. He's got all of our links on there.
And some great fucking sandwiches, I hope. He just has a fucking board.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
You do whatever you want with the board. Well, the back of it says Mike's a douche.
Okay, so we're good?
We're good.
Okay.
Hope you guys are too.